up here in Stokes County today. I come up here with a friend, Martin Davis here. We're up here looking at some old cabins. He's got one out on his family land, which is over that way. But this is a nice gentleman and neighbor here. He said I could film this, so we're gonna check it out. Ain't that right, Martin Davis?
Follow me on Facebook. I'm Martin, the professional hobo Davis.
Well said. This is a cool one too, ain't it? Well, I'm gonna tell you, it's one beautiful view up here. Imagine the life up here in this old house. It's a two-sectioner. One section's already fallen down. It's old steps. Old loft up in here. Imagine the life back then in this old place. Just amazing. Door. This old place here is pretty gone. Well, I'm gonna tell you, Martin Davis, he's the man.
Come on, let's go find that cabin.
All right, my friend here, Martin Davis, is going to tell us about what compass we're using today.
Okay, we're using the famous Suntoe KB-14 compass. This is made in Finland, and this is the most desired compass in the world. It is absolutely bomb-proof. This is a surveying compass, as you can sight a bearing with it. I don't know if you can see that or not. But today, we are gonna head kind of northwest and see if we can't find the Harvey Hughes cabin. And it's a two-story. Yeah, so let's go find it.
Let's go find it. That's from the professional hobo. We're headed that way.
I started hashtagging hobo a couple years ago. I went that way and it's not there. It's gonna be this way.
All right.
All right, so let's get us a bearing here. Let's just go northwest, 45 degrees.
All right, you take us there. We'll be back in a minute. See if we can find it.
What kind of tree that is?
Ironwood. He's testing my tree knowledge here. I got him too. He was like, Hank ain't gonna know, but it's an ironwood. Martin Davis says he's gonna get us there today, y'all. This looks like an old road bed here, Martin Davis.
Let's see.
Coming down on old holler here. That's a nice old holler. That old cabin's out in here somewhere. We gotta find it. Right here in the middle of this place. We need to keep our eye out for them morel mushrooms. They love dying ash trees and elm trees. The turkey scratching. Little old branch here. We're gonna keep on looking. We'll be back with you.
There it is.
You see it?
Cabin right there.
Oh, good. There it is. It's out here. Let's get on up here. Ain't that something? Yes, I do. We can drop that tree, Martin Davis.
Think so?
Yep. I bet this was the old cellar well. Wow. Old chimneys fell, Martin.
Do what?
Old chimneys fell down.
It has. It was standing last time. Look at this. I'm keeping this, dude.
Ain't that cool?
It did it. Somebody's cut down here.
That's a possibility. This old chimney just laid out one day. You can see she just laid down.
Last time it was up. Last time I was here.
I'd say this thing's probably from the late 1700s, early 1800s, wouldn't you?
It's old.
Small Atlas jars.
Yeah.
And that's cool. At least in the 1800s. Anyway. And it does have upstairs. And it is hand hewn.
This is the Harvey Hughes place. Harvey Hughes was an African American, and in the 1960s, he was taking his grandchildren to school. It was one of those days where it was snow and icy in the morning, and they didn't know whether to call school off or not, and they didn't. And he got into a car wreck on the way to school. Now, he was advanced in age, up in his 80s, but they got his grandchildren out, but they couldn't get him out. And my grandfather, Jess Martin, bought this property from his family. And I'm Martin, the professional hobo, Davis.
You see this old Model T frame right here? Model T or Model A, it's just a part of it here.
Yeah, I've seen it. There's something else out here, too.
Look at this tree, the way it grew.
That's crazy.
Unreal. Look how that thing fell over, and that's a limb off of it that grew up. Ain't that something? This tree fell down and had enough life in it to support that limb and grow that tree out of that limb. That's the actual limb off that tree. It's a cool place. This is the water source right here. Probably had an old cellar house over there in that pit. We'll go venturing out here in a minute. Let's go inside and check it out. It's your typical notching. What they call a V-notch.
Oh, that's hand hewed.
Yes, it is.
Is that locust?
I'm not
Or is that
sure.
chestnut?
You can see the runners right here where the upstairs is sitting.
This cabin was, I would imagine, built probably 1880s. But I don't know. It's hard to say.
Little bird's nest. They painted it white during probably the 30s, 20s, early.
That was right there. That it's not there anymore. Right here, it's part of it.
Where the deer foot was.
Yeah.
That's something. It's the whole door. Check that out. Man, that's sweet.
I'm gonna let you go there first, and I'm behind you.
I appreciate that, Martin Davis. That's awful nice of you. This is way out in the middle of the woods. Thank you for bringing me out, Martin Davis. Professional hobo, that is. Here's a good picture of these V-notches.
I bet that's the well right there.
Yeah, I seen that earlier. Yeah, that old Virginia pine's right up against her right here. Right over the top of it. Big old tree.
That would be chestnut, I believe. I'm gonna say that's chestnut.
It could be. I ain't sure. Boy, I tell you, out in these old woods, you never know what you're gonna walk up on. Fortunately, we knew this cabin was here thanks to my friend, the professional hobo, Martin Davis. But I just like to document this thing today. Show everybody a life that once was. There was a life out here that we couldn't even imagine right out in the middle of these woods. There was a life people lived out here, away from society, away from phones, electricity, and our normal everyday life. And it was a nice life. This chimney once stood, Martin Davis said it was standing a few years ago, and now it's finally took its toll and went down, which all of them do. Then afterwards it starts to come on apart. We got parts of the roof missing, huge tree over the top. This old cabin won't be here long, so we need to tell the story on it, let people see it, because it's a very important part of history. This might have been the old car that used to drive them out here to this thing, old Model T front end here. It's just a beautiful life that was once lived out here in these woods, that we do not want to be forgotten. Ain't that right, Martin Davis?
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. Glad I got to come see it today. This probably used to be their well house or cellar house, like they call it, to keep all their foods cool during the winter. It's just very interesting. Big old pit, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to tell with this camera probably. This is right outside the cabin.
It had to have been a cellar.
So it's something they done.
When my grandfather bought it, there's some farm equipment out here, and he paid about $3,000 for this tract of land
For 50 acres.
and then he cut the timber off of it, and the timber almost brought $3,000. And when he sold, so he sold the farm equipment. When he sold the farm equipment, he didn't have nothing in the land. He done that on a bunch of tracts. He owned, let's see, he had 7 surviving children, and each one of them got 2 farms each.
Ain't that something? Appreciate you coming out and showing me this place, Martin.
Yes, sir. You're welcome, Hank. The tank hill.
We're just hanking around.
I tell you one thing about Hank, my friend Hank Hill, he never counted me out.
I've never counted Martin Davis out.
Yes, sir.
That's their closest neighbor. Old Harvey's closest neighbor. Beautiful. Gotta know where we're at. I'm okay, everybody. This is Little Peters Creek up here in Stokes County, where we come with Martin Davis here, the professional hobo, to look at the old cabin in the back of the woods. Got a pretty little turn right there, don't it? I like. That's a bad son of a gun, man.